It's really great to have Shresth from Paraswap joining us today.
Thank you.
Yeah, Shresth, can you tell us about your background?
Yeah, so I am myself, I'm a student. I'm studying at Jacobs University in Bremen,
Cool.
but I work full-time for Paraswap as a algorithm designer.
Yeah.
And I love what I do. Yeah.
Yeah, what does it mean to be an algorithm designer?
It's a pretty cool job because, I need to build like the car of the Paraswap basically, and it's like coming up with ideas to like how the routing will work and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah. So data structure is also a big part of algorithm design.
Yeah.
Right? So can you tell us about what are the challenges about data structure for Paraswap?
The routing itself is quite recursive because you have multi routes and you have like multiple exchanges in them, and I mean we kind of refined our structure that we had initially, because initially we only had like a simple swap architecture, like only one exchange or multiple exchanges, but not like a multiple route architecture. So we kind of refined those, and also like considering gas into account was a very big thing, because considering gas into account makes like the whole algorithm pretty complex, from something which is very linear to something which is very discrete and much more complex. So
right. What will be also like the next few months, next 6 months, that would there be like more changes in the algorithm and data structure that makes things like what are some of the research that you're exploring?
Yeah, so there are a lot of things we can improve on our algorithm side. At the moment, we aren't very focusing on the algorithm side. We are focusing on other sides.
Yeah.
But there is, for example, we want to like optimize on the gas. So our gas estimates are not like we can improve. There is scope for improving on the gas. There's also scope on the number of hops that we take and stuff like that. There is already like some parts which is already written, but we just need to like test it and deploy it. You might see those like in next months.
By the time like all these layer 2 bridges from other chain, would that make it more complicated, or would it help you not to worry about the gas fees?
So we are already multi-chain now, because we are already in Polygon, Avalanche, BSC, which is super cool, and that makes aggregation even better, because you don't need to pay much gas, and it actually makes sense to use aggregators. It makes things, on all the EVM compatible chains, it's quite easy for us to deploy. But going cross chain, we haven't really thought about it much, but that will definitely be much more complicated, I would say.
So from your perspective, like you are the algorithm person from a really, I hope from many of the academic classic understanding, right? And now you have to play with on the EVM machine. Do you find what you learned from school, and which you haven't finished yet, to be like something like completely different in practice?
Personally, I'm more of a hacker than like an academic person. I like to read research papers, but I like to hack on it. So everything that I've learned, I learned things before university, and everything I learned was like more like applied. So I always like, whenever I learned some academic stuff, I would usually apply it, like try to write some code. And playing with EVM, I actually started 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So it's like I have a bit of experience, and it's fun actually. It's a bit limited what EVM can do, but with that limit, you can do a lot of things.
Absolutely, and actually forces you to understand the trade-offs.
Exactly.
And the fees make everyone really spend time studying the algorithm.
Yeah, like optimizing on gas is such a big part as an aggregator. Like we really spend hours just like optimizing that single bit of gas so that users pay less gas on mainnet. It's painful, but you have to do that.
So if I give you even like 2-3 years time frame, more than just hacking engineering effort, what kind of open research problem, as you call yourself algorithm designer, that will get you excited? Wow, in 2 years, maybe this big problem will be solved.
Oh, like an algorithms problem? I don't know, I've never thought about it. Like, this like 2 years down the line is a big thing.
It's like all these minor extractable thing, right? Like there'll be aggregation level. There's always that between the time trade-offs and fees trade-off, and how complex is your data structure.
If you think about it, like if you go like cross-chain arbitrage, for example, maybe in like 6 months already that would be something you can do. So if you can like do composable transactions cross-chain and do arbitrage across them, that would be something very interesting. But I don't know if it's an algorithms problem, but it's more like general thing I think is would be interesting.
Especially maybe there can be a flashboard flash loan
Yeah.
to be actually like be part of the whole transactions that you have to.
Yeah,
route
you can
through.
use flash loans. You can use so many DeFi primitives. Like the number of DeFi primitives now we have is increasing day by day.
Yeah.
You can take loan, you can deposit here, you
derivatives.
can. Yeah, derivatives. There is leverage. There is flash loans. I don't know.
Yeah.
And there will be NFTs there. You can fractionalize them, and then I don't know whatever you can do with them. But it's crazy. And at some point we will have so many primitives. Like thinking about something, like all these arbing and everything will become so much more fun. I would say.
I can
Yeah.
tell your excitement and passion. Thank
Yeah.
you for joining us today, Shresth.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It was really nice talking to you.
Yeah, my pleasure. Yeah.